Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Ruck-It. Conquerors, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
Looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 Team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Ruck-It.
Excuse me while I unmute myself. Welcome to the World Patriots. I am Andrea Eichmann here with the People's Patriot Project. I will be with Jonathan and Mark tonight, bringing you our news, our music, and our guests. Thank you for all the messages, you guys. Jeepers. Thank you for being here bright and early. Listen, we have got our show tonight. We got your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Every week we bring you a guest and many times a new musician, and we share all the good and the sometimes not so great things that are happening in our world. This week we have two spectacular guests. We'll be hanging out with Scott Fredenburg and his mission with Ruck-It Up for Warriors. Also joining us, yeah baby, is Chris Turner from down there in Tennessee. Let's hear it for Chris while we learn more about what he's working on and when it will be accessible to us. And as Scott is telling us about what is coming up, we do need to mention Bourbon Battle Buddies, such a strong supporter of our mission. As a matter of fact, Jonathan is one of us. Scotty Frazier keeping us up on what is going on. Thank you so much for your camaraderie, your support, sharing and including us everywhere you go. We will also be sharing a lot more of Scotty tonight and in the future, hopefully the near future. Contagion Effect. Eric and Mike, you guys rock. You are amazing. Jen Ford, we need to mention. J. Mark Bailey, Buddy Hyatt in the gang. All of you are super amazing. There are so many others that we have gotten to put pause on, and so many that we can't wait. Well, Peterson puts pause on. I'll take a hug or a handshake. We hope to see all of you in here tonight. I did see a link go up. It says something about StreamYard.com/Facebook, and that is a way for you to make sure your name shows up when you comment so that we know who we're talking to. We appreciate that a ton. And if you don't want to be, if you want to stay anonymous, you can, or you can put your name in there with your comments as well. There is a charge out there, and we hope to be leading it. We know why we get to do this. Thank you to the service members and first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, family, and their lives to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily, 24/7. So before we get started with this week's show, I would ask you to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance by taking off your hat, standing if you can, and covering your heart.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Boom! And what happened to Eichmann? There she is. I don't know where you went. I didn't do it. Put this all in the right order. Make sure we got all the right people in the right place. And we are live.
First.
Today, October 1st. I can't believe it's October. And we are here, and we got your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We've got a whole host of people that are in the background doing stuff. Jeremy Daniels, good to see you, brother. Eric Mello with Contagion Effect, good to see you. Brian Roman's in the house. Roman Warriors, the Bourbon Battle Buddies. They're always here. Not to minimize, that didn't come across right.
Okay.
That's the exciting part.
He's just showing up. Mr. Fleek, good to see you. Giving the shout out to Chris Turner. Love having everyone here. And we got Mr. Hutto here. And we will hear many, 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 many more as they come in and out all day long.
Time out. It's not Mr. Hutto. It's Eric.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's
got a little
Eric.
excited there.
That's Eric Oligschlager with the Chatto Foundation down in Texas. Yeah, well, what an amazing. We got Scott Fredenburg here with Ruck-It Up for Warriors. And we got the amazing Mr. Chris Turner, who just is always at the phone for us. Always, it's amazing to have the relationship. Got to hang with him last week when we were down in Nashville he's busy, we're busy, but we were still able to fit a couple minutes in there just to put some pause on each other. Loved it. Good having you both here tonight, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Nice to be here, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, for sure.
Mr. Jonathan, what's in the news?
Oh, I don't know yet. So I had a little trouble with the news this week, so it's a little out of sorts yet. A couple of last minute ads, but the month of October has a lot of focus points. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Country Music Month, Emotional Wellness Month. It's National Depression Education and Awareness Month, National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and that's just awareness through the entire month. October 5th is National Military Podcast Day. The celebration is dual purpose. It is intended to stories and experiences of ex-military men and women, as well as acknowledge their endurance, bravery, and survival. Podcasting is a perfect way to enlighten and entertain others at the same time. Research has shown that audio tools such as music, audiobooks, and podcasting helps us deal with life's challenges and process things that are difficult to overcome. The healing power of talking was one of the driving forces behind the creation of this day. It was actually created by another veteran podcast. Veterans frequently use podcasting as a therapeutic outlet for dealing with their experiences in the military. It's also a great way for veterans to deal with their PTSD, because as we talk about things, we grow, we learn to process and deal with things. It also invites others who may have the same struggles to share their experiences and hopefully overcome some obstacles in their lives. And I guess that can go along with we know why it is we get to do this. October 7th is National Depression Screening Day and You Matter to Me Day. You matter to me. It's 4 words, 1 phrase that can make a profound difference to every person who hears it and shares it. You Matter to Me Day, the annual event of acknowledging the people who matter to each of us, held on October 7th every year, established in 2010. Boy, this kind of ties into a lot of stuff we do.
Yeah, I think that's an awful lot like our got your 6 when you reach out to your 6. I mean, how about on October 7th, you reach out to like 100? I don't know. Just tell them you matter.
Well, we'll definitely get to our call of action here a little later on in the show. We do have some comments we need to get in there, and Jonathan, are you reading the comments?
Yep.
Can you work with our brother there? One thing we want to constantly do, and this does happen occasionally on and during our show, and you guys aren't privy to some of the information, and that's okay. And I won't drop a name here, but we've got a brother that's hurting out there a little bit right now. So we are on it, and I just want to let you know, buddy, we are with you, man. The stuff gets tough sometimes, and none of us will say we know what you're going through because it's unique to each and every one of us at any given moment. But I'll tell you what we do know. We do know that I can tell you everyone on this screen right now is willing to walk by your side and carry that load with you, help lighten that load. And if there's something that we can do to help, just let us know, man. We're with you. That rocks you a little bit. But we're here. We got Mr. Fredenburg. I'm shook here a little bit, guys, with some of the news we just got. So bear with me one moment. We'll get through it. But we got Mr. Fredenburg here with Ruck-It Up for Warriors. Tell us a little bit about your mission, brother, and what you're getting done.
Okay, so I'm the president and founder of Ruck-It Up for Warriors. We are out of Lincoln, Nebraska. So we are obviously a Ruck March based. Realize not everyone that probably listens to this show probably understands what Ruck marching is, because this may not be all veterans and everything like that. So Ruck marching basically is a historically Army and a Marine Corps type of endurance type event to prep warriors for battle, where you wear a weighted rucksack to represent the gear you're wearing in your bag when you're out in combat, like on the front lines. So anyway, Ruck marching basically is a event to where on the Army side, you wear anywhere from 35 up to 70 pounds in your rucksack. Backpack on the civilian side. Marine Corps, they wear typically 45 to 70 pounds. And there's timed endurance events to where you're going anywhere from 12 to 15 miles per timed event. You have like about 3 to 4 hours to finish your event. So that's standards, minimum standards to finish their basic training and stuff like that. So anyway, so we do ruck marching based events. Our events, we gear ourselves to raise awareness of veteran suicide and to help strengthen veteran mental health programs. So we started last year in July in 2022, got our 501c3 status, and just went over probably about 18 months in, well, a little less than 18 months in now. So probably about 16 months in now, and we so far to this day, I think we have made about $3,300 worth of donations to various organizations. We've donated to Mission 22, which is basically considered the number one ranked mental health program out there for veterans. We've donated to a local place here in Nebraska called Javeland. They are part of the First Responders Foundation. The organization we donated to actually provides service dogs for veterans. We have donated to this program called Light the Fuse. It is part of Veteran. If any of you have ever heard of Vince Rocco Vargas or not, he is a former Army Ranger, and he has actually turned actor now. After he got out of the service, he started this group called Veteran. The idea there is to make yourself a better veteran. That's so he calls it Veteran. They have this men's retreat that they started this year. They had it in Dallas, Texas. It was over the weekend. Same weekend at Eurostock. It was our first annual one. Men's retreat down there, and they bring in veterans for the full weekend retreat. And we actually donated to sponsor someone to actually go to that men's retreat. And more recently, Light the Fuse is also a online mentorship program. And we actually had news of a veteran who was struggling, and I called up the guys from Light the Fuse and said, hey, I need to get someone in there. And we donated another couple months worth of online mentorship for this individual, like an overnight period to where we started with that. So so we have a lot of good things we have going on right now. So there we are.
Exciting, great stuff. We got to meet you when we were down in you. I've been watching pictures of you. You keep putting stuff up about that red team that plays down there in Lincoln, and I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I don't want to talk about them because they got me angry.
No, we met Mr. Fredenburg down in Nebraska at an amazing event put on by Jason Steiner with Hero Stock 2023. Great event, great people. Been fun watching the fallout in a good way of the amazing relationships and pieces put together. And I'm glad that we got the chance to help support your Ruck March that day. Making sure there's water alongside the road and getting you guys all taken care of. And it's the rucking's a different sport. I don't mind doing it, but the things that I did in college football and in the artillery have kind of fixed in a bad way. I don't get to ruck very much. I don't get to walk very far, and I'd like to say it's an excuse and that I just need to cowboy up and do it, but my body doesn't allow me to do it anymore. It is what it is. But I know that you guys that commit to those ruck marches, me and Andrea have some great stories of watching some men that were amputees go through ruck marches, and just the amount of compassion and integrity and drive just to go through those steps to get it done. Just lifts my heart. It's like greatness. We got a great story for the nearly naked ruck march here in Minnesota, and watching a an amputee veteran that would not give up, and he couldn't make it on his leg. Went to the wheelchair and finished it in his wheelchair, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. Got a couple people saying it. Gabriel Wren, good to see you here, brother. Part of Trinity Productions, part of Chair 55, part of a partnership we're working in right now to bring more of our veteran and first responder music to the world of, hey, get you out there and make sure people are hearing you. Chris Turner, love you, brother.
What's going on, man?
What have you been up to? I thought you were wearing a Whataburger t-shirt. I'm sorry. That's not nice.
Hey, that's Waylon, brother. Waylon Jennings, the freaking legend. Love me, Waylon. Man, you talk about what have I been up to? It has been a freaking busy summer. I'm just now pulling my head up out of the water where I can breathe. So I'm just very fortunate and very blessed, man. The Romans Warrior Foundation, Stop 22 Tour, Warriors on Mission, man. You know, Brian and Stop 22 Tour kept me really busy this summer, man. We was out in North Dakota. We was out in Colorado. We did a couple shows and headlined some ball fields in Illinois, man. Spreading good word, and we was out there, you know, with the wall, the Romans Warrior Foundation wall. And if you've not seen that wall, man, and the impact it makes, just the last trip I was on, I found a Marine that I knew. I hit Brian up, and I was like, hey, man, I'm looking for Paul Zanowick. And he went straight to his database and launched me over to the panel where his name was at. So it's a very, very powerful thing, and it's very impactful what he's doing with that wall. And what we're doing with the Stop 22 Tour, you know, trying to take the music, me, Stephen Cochran, Sal Gonzalez, Jonathan Wells, Malachias, Doc Gaskins, and, you know, there's so many more that's a part of it, man. It's just a great mission that we're trying to do. Warriors on Mission, they're coming out with a new documentary called Trauma Comes Home, the Warrior Family, that I had the opportunity to write the lead score for. It's a song called Freedom. And they're in the process of doing private screenings throughout the country. And I've been able to, you know, go see some of these private screenings and be involved in it and see how it's impacting the veterans and the families, man. It's been a very, very humbling and out of this world experience since probably April. And now I'm just being able to sit back and, you know, realize what all's happened this year, man. It's insane. I mean, my touring schedule is kind of lightened up and going into the end of the year, but I'm really excited about what we got going on next year. So, yeah, man, just sitting out there trying to fight the good fight and get the word out, and just very honored to be part of you know, both of those organizations. You know, one more thing is like I was with Randy a couple of nights ago, Randy Couture, and he's got a lot of stuff going on with his Extreme Couture GI Foundation, and for, you know, launching a new bourbon called Four Branches Bourbon. It's really cool to see all the vets just out there with the missions that they have, and just myself included, just out there trying to drive it home and give people help. So I'm humbled and honored just to be a part of it. So I know I just play a little bit of a small role, but my goal is to try to leave the world just a little bit better than what I found it. So Brian, Bob Waldrop, Stephen Cochran, Sal, all my buddies on Stop 22 Tour, what you guys are doing at People's Patriot Project, man, I love y'all and thank y'all for doing what y'all do.
Well, you've been an absolute blessing, and people don't know that there's like a significant history. Not that it matters, and I try really hard not to drain drop. I might brain drop here in a second, but name drop. But if you need someone in your corner, I'm going to tell you right now, Chris Turner is the guy to have in your corner, because he is going to come at you like a bulldog and make sure stuff gets done. Me and Miss Eichmann might have some arguments on occasion. Things get a little heated up, fired up, and it's like, yeah, let's. Chris wants to help here. Chris wants to help there, and I'm like, Chris needs to be a musician. Chris needs to go out because he helps. He's just like Scott in the sense, because it's every time we get on here and do a show, we have these veterans that are boots on the ground that don't know when to stop. And they go and go and go, and they got the fingers and everything, which is great. But at the end of the day, they're not always getting taken care of. And that's a piece that I want to get, where we are taking care of everyone individually so that we can be stronger as a gigantic ocean. All drops in the bucket will create an ocean. And we're getting there. I don't know who our guest or our Facebook user, Great patriot, great musician, zero argument. Chris Turner has been there not only for us, but has been there for everyone's chiming in right now. This is Brian Romans with Romans Warrior Foundation. Turner's made several events throughout 2023, making a mark for Roman Warrior Foundation and Stop 22 Tour. Great asset person to be in your corner. Amen. Military Mike Matson, that's who we got going there. Awesome to have him here, who is, we'll throw out our link and the radio station I went and looked at before we got on the show and updated the music for Chris Turner. We've got 8 of his greatest hits, and they need to be hits because they're just amazing. And some of them got a little bit of veteran flair. Some of them are just a good old. He's got one I call the anthem. That's the anthem of life, in my opinion. And this might make someone chuckle a little bit, but it is one of my favorite songs just because of the drive in it. And I think we're just going to run with it. Do you know which one we're going to do?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly which one you're going to do, man. It's got like a cult-like following. I'm not even going to let you spin it, bro.
Did you got a story behind it?
Yes. So it was back in 2013, man, and we had just got done playing a show in Simpsonville, South Carolina. It was right when I first got to town, and we had just getting my feet wet, right? So we get done with this show, and late at night, the only place to actually go to get something to eat when we're done is the Waffle House. So we pull up into this Waffle House, and it's down in this bowl, and we're elevated at the top of the hill, and I look down there, and there's this guy, couldn't have been no more than 21, 22 years old, standing outside of like a 1983 Toyota Corolla, a flip-flown, high-water jeans, and a pager on his side. Yeah, I said a pager because he was a volunteer firefighter. And he's sitting there talking on this phone. I looked over at my drummer. Man, that's different. I don't think I've seen that in a minute. So we walk into this Waffle House and we sit down at the bar. Next thing I know, I hear the doorbell ding, and he walks in and he sits in this corner booth. Well, I looked over at my drummer again. I was like, okay. So that wasn't 5 minutes. The door opened again, and there was these 2 girls, and I tell you, man, I promise you, they look like they just walked out of Sports Illustrated, like the pin-up calendar or whatever for calendar of the year. They walk in and go back to this corner booth with this guy. One of them get on one side of him and the other, and they start making out with this guy. I looked at my drummer and my guitar player at the time. I was like, that story right there is wrote when we get back to Nashville. And that's exactly how it came about, man. So everybody's got their own Waffle House story. So I love this song, man. We always close with it. There's a lot of times, even now when I'm on the road, they're like, you gonna play the Waffle House song? I was like, man, come on. You've been to my show. That's a staple, man. That is like the Chris Turner staple song. So
this is Chris Turner. Take you out.
Top and Daisy Dukes hit me like a shot of 100 proof. A little comfort to ease my mind. She's slinging drinks, she's doing time. Working hard, making that money. Put your number on my last 20. Hey girl, when you get off tonight, let's throw back a couple natties in my double wide. I got a big screen TV, a DVR full of Doug Dynasty. So climb on into my Chevy love, baby, I'm the man that you've been dreaming of. We'll crank some Hank until the beer runs out. Then I'm gonna take you out to Waffle House. Something told me she's into me. I bought a drink, she brought me 3. Let her hair down, leaned in low, whispered to me soft and slow. My double shift is almost over. Asked me if I'd like to get to know her. Thinking, hey girl, when you get off tonight, let's throw back a couple natties in my double wide. I got a big screen TV, a DVR full of Doug Dynasty. So climb on into my Chevy love, baby, I'm the man gotta get me some. Hey girl, when you get off tonight, let's throw back a couple natties in my double wide. I got a big screen TV, a DVR full of Duck Dynasty. So climb on into my Chevy love, baby, I'm the man that you've been dreaming of. We'll crank some Hank until the beer runs out, then I'll treat you to a title at the Waffle House. Oh yeah. That's right.
That is Chris Turner with Take You Out, the official title, Take You Out. You do get to throw. Can you share that part, Chris?
Well, whenever I did it, man, I went to Waffle House to try to get a sponsorship for the video, and they told me that it had to be trademarked. And I'm like, you don't trademark a title. But they got deeper pockets and bigger lawyers than I do, so I just renamed the song to Take You Out from Waffle House and the scenes of it. But, you know, sitting there watching that video, I haven't seen that video in a minute. It's a throwback, man. I sit there and I can remember exactly what we were doing the day that we shot it, man. It's just very nostalgic. You know, we shot at Tin Roof, and at the time in Gallatin, Tennessee, there was a place called the Whippoorwill. We shot in the upstairs bar up there, man, where it was quiet, and it was really a great time, man. It's funny how that song has just been like the most requested of the biggest sleeping giant of my career, man. It's been kind of cool.
It just makes you want to put like sparkly butt jeans on and you know, wiggle a little bit. I mean, that's
Jonathan disagrees.
I was playing a show a couple years back at the Tennessee. No. Was that the first place? No, I'm trying to remember the first place. No. So we was doing a project down at Warner, not myself, but some friends of mine, and Uncle Si happened to be there, and he heard the song. Well, then I saw him again in another event that I was doing, and we played it live, and Uncle Si, I tell you to this day, man, that's like his favorite song. So we was going down to Texas about a year and a half ago to do some shows, and I hit him up, and I was like, hey, man, we're coming through Louisiana. He's like, stop by, let's hang out, get something to eat. So we went by, and we hung out with him and the crew, and got done. He's like, come back to the house. And we got back there, and we'll pick guitar. We got in the house. He's like, you know, the first song you got to play is Waffle House, right? I was like, okay, man, what's this? So we sat there with Uncle Si, and we played acoustic music for about 2 hours, man, and it was really cool, man. The fact that, you know, the DVR full of Duck Dynasty just really kind of set him off, man. So it's really cool. It's, like I said, it's become an anthem.
So it was exciting because you had shared with me you played at Tin Roof, and that was one of the venues we got to do the WeP3 Nashville takeover. So it was just a full circle round moment. Got to be excited about it. I know the first time we were in Nashville, we did a recalibration retreat for another musician who needed it at the time, and they suggested we go to Waffle House, and that was the same day, ironically, that we get to meet Chris Turner at the Bold Patriot for his kickoff for the Stop 22 tour, which he invited us down to, which was really exciting because that was a who's who moment, kind of like Steiner's Hero Stock, but it was an impromptu. I mean, we had probably 40 faces in the veteran world, boots on the ground organizations. We had Partington there with Oscar Mike Radio. We had Feed the Heroes Foundation was there. I'm going to leave a lot of names off. I know it, but what an amazing. Well, there we go. Minus the Santa Claus looking guy in the middle, absolute royalty hanging out at the Bold Patriot.
Yeah, that was a great night, man. And, you know, they've since rebranded. It's called the Baseline now.
Yeah, we went, we saw, we know, we're okay. I'll do a quick shout out to Mr. Hood because he's been a great person in our corner in the past, and him and his grandfather. We adore you guys and thank you. And again, I mean, I don't want to put too much stuff out, but we hear stuff from both sides, and it's like we're not part of it, man. We just enjoyed coming. We enjoyed the craft brews that you guys hear, and the memories and the nostalgia of the relationships that we got to build in this place. And we're gonna keep it close to our hearts, and we're gonna we'll do what we do. We're just gonna keep building things.
Yeah, it was a great night, man. It was really cool to see everybody come together just from all angles. And, you know, people, it humbled the piss out of me, man, because people flew in for that event from all over the country, from Boston, California, coming up from Alabama, you guys from Minnesota. I mean, it was just, I was like all stricken. Oh, my God. It was really a great night, so it was really cool.
Are you versed enough to know all of the Waffle House lingo?
No.
It's a test. I'm testing you.
I know, scattered, smothered, covered, and capped. You know, I know about the title, and I know about, I know they got the greatest chili in the world. But I mean, if you want me to dive into the history of it, not so much. I mean, I know two guys in Atlanta, Georgia, and I think it actually started out before it was the Waffle House, like Huddle House or Huddle Hut or something like that, and then they started calling it the Waffle House, and it just went from there.
Scott, do you frequent the Waffle House?
We actually don't have any Waffle Houses here in Nebraska. It's kind of dumb, but when I do travel, yes. I mean,
you guys are due to get electricity and running water here soon, too, right?
I was gonna say we got so many of them. I could send you two. We'd still have plenty.
we had that generator hooked up for all the power.
Scattered, smothered, topped, covered, chunked, diced, peppered, capped, country, and all the way. And you're going to have to go check it out because each one of them's got their own little flavor. I mean, we're just not going to spend the time on it, but we still got people on here that want us to talk about tacos. And so, I mean, you get tacos. We haven't added that feature fully yet, but one of our regulars constantly wants to talk about tacos. And I don't think Waffle House has tacos. But that's okay.
Well, I said one thing, man, about the Waffle House, and this will be my last comment on it. Ask about it. Nothing slaps and nothing hits harder than a patty melt and a bowl of chili at 3:00 in the morning after a 4-hour set. I promise you, in a big tall glass of water. Oh my God!
So not the last time, and I don't know what's going on in Tennessee, man. But when we were down there for the Josie Awards last year, we attempted, because right up the road is a Waffle House right across the highway. And they were still practicing, which was less than a year ago, was still practicing protocol. And we revolved that door. We were in and out because it just wasn't going to work for us that night. We had like 20 people that wanted to eat dinner. And I was like, nope, we ain't doing this. So what great experiences, man. Love having you guys here. So, Scott, you kind of, it was not a bad thing. You went through a lot of your guys' stuff, and our form of questioning comes in, sir, and you've answered almost all the questions already, but that's okay. What is next for you?
Okay, so what we have coming up next is we actually have an event coming up this coming Saturday. Saturday, October 7th, we have the Rucktoberfest kickoff event at Frontier Harley Davidson here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay, so Rucktoberfest, what it is a month-long 50-mile independent challenge to help raise awareness of veteran suicide and to help strengthen the veteran mental health programs. So I kind of got the idea based off of how I actually, like when I first started this organization, I did a 48-mile challenge, and all the money I raised on the Facebook challenge from that went to benefit Mission 22. So I was like, I kind of liked doing that. I kind of like the idea of that. So I designed a 50-mile challenge for my organization. And basically it is getting people to sponsor your efforts or anything like that. And, doesn't necessarily have to be ruck marching. I don't care if people run. I don't care if they walk. You know, my mom did it last year. She's 76 years old now. She walked 70 some miles during the month of October last year and raised close to $500 for the organization off of getting people to sponsor her efforts and stuff like that. So, so yeah, that's what we got coming up next. And, you know, that the actual Rucktoberfest event starts on Sunday, October 8th, the day after the kickoff event, and goes through Tuesday, November 7th. So really excited about that. And so this weekend when we have our kickoff event, we're going to have Guitars for Veterans, Taylor Fryolum from Nebraska chapter of that. He's going to be on stage at Frontier Harley Davidson, performing for us all day long, basically from noon to 5. And just going to play cornhole, have some food vendors there. Going to have Jason Steiner's going to be out there. He's going to be set up, and he's going to be dropping some early secrets onto Hero Stock 2024. So if you're in the Lincoln, Nebraska area, you don't want to miss it. Come on out and have a good time and listen to Jason, listen to Taylor, and have a good time. Help us for a good cause.
That's very cool.
Almost ready to post your promotion for it, and we'll get that up on our pages and make sure that more people know about it and that it's going on down there outside of 205 Northwest 40th Street, Lincoln, Nebraska. We'll get those details out and make sure that let's get some people down there, and we like to call it boots on the ground making a difference. And it's every voice, every pounding of the boot, every dollar absolutely does make a difference. And we appreciate all that you're doing there, Scott.
Yeah, you don't have to live in Lincoln, Nebraska to be able to participate in this event or anything like that. If you live in Minnesota or live in Louisiana, like you all do, or Tennessee, whatever, wherever you live, you can participate in the event. And if you raise donations, you can definitely contact myself through our email address on our Facebook page or anything like that. You get donations to us and we will get them dispersed out to existing veteran mental health programs that are out there.
Outstanding. Way to be the tip of the spear, brother. Chris Turner, what's next for you?
Man, I'm really excited about going into this fall, man. I'm getting ready to release a new single, hopefully in the next, I'm trying to get it out before Veterans Day and the Marine Corps birthday, but I wrote this song with a buddy of mine named Jamie Adamson about 2 years ago. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you sit there and you write songs and you record them and you put them out, right? But this song, man, it just hits differently. It's a song called Cowboy Like That. And, I mean, you can take it from a veteran perspective, or you can take it from a cowboy perspective, or you can take it from anybody's perspective in general, man, about how the world is just a different place right now, and they just don't make cowboys like that anymore. So we wrote that song, and people I've been working with, you know, like MJ Bricky over at Metamojo Entertainment, she really loved the song, so she submitted it to some people she knows at the casting company for Yellowstone, and Yellowstone got a hold of it, and they like, we love this song, can we put it on hold? And I was like, absolutely. So they've got it on hold right now. It'd be really cool if it pops up in an episode of Yellowstone. But we're getting ready to release that in the fall. I've got a whole project coming behind it, man. You know, with about 6 or 7 other songs. So, I mean, we're going into the winter months, and now it's like time marketing and everything, trying to get new music out, and hopefully, you know, pushing it to the next level to where next year that my calendar is slap full again, you know. So that doing as much as I can on my end to keep raising awareness for veterans, and, you know, doing my thing for Roman's Warrior Foundation, Stop 22 Tour, Warriors on Mission, and just keep fighting a good fight, brother. I mean, that's all we can do. You know, we're never going to stop 22 a day, man. It's not going to happen. But if we stop one, we left the world a little bit better than we found it, man. For me, that's all I'm trying to do in life. And if it's my music that does it, then it's my music that does it. But, you know, yeah, I'm really excited about the future. And, you know, it's hard to say, it's really wicked to say that 2024 is right around the corner, but it is upon us, and it's coming, man. It's coming fast. So got to make sure that we're ready as soon as January 1 hits to, like, tackle the world and seize the day, right?
You got to be ready so you don't have to get ready, man. That's our constant cry, man. We got to be ready. And, I mean, I don't know if this is worth getting into right now, but I mean, I'll touch the boat and see where it goes. Oh, wait, that is a good segue maybe into the next song. I don't know, because even our brothers and sisters, you know, they want to go. We want to get stuff. And even me and Jonathan, and this is not a reflection of anything that happened in any conversations here, but it's like we're trying to get stuff done, and we're trying to get it done in a timely manner, and we're trying to do it with as many voices as possible, because, I mean, the more voices that are involved, that actual more credibility it has. That's an opinion piece. But also, I think the longevity of what people are doing and the amount of time they put into it also creates that credibility. But you sometimes get those people that put a roadblock right in the middle of the mission because they're dealing with their stuff. And I get it. I do get it. I just hope, I'm always hoping that their criteria is not bigger than everyone else's criteria. And that's every once in a while we sit, we ponder that, and it's like we spend a lot of time just dissecting it, and it's like, you know what? We got to go. And it sucks because sometimes you got to go around that block to get the mission done. And then you got to deal with the feelings. People got, when did everyone get so many feelings and are worried about, you know, but you didn't take care of me? What? You were with us. What are you talking about? We had you in the plan. Now you can share anything you want in those regards. If you got nothing,
I'll say this, man. You know, we're all fighting a good fight, trying to find any angle we can to bring awareness to what we do, right? But the one thing that we all got to remember, and even people that are listening and watching this podcast, you know, whatever you're into, man, reach out to, whether it's Roman's Warrior Foundation or Warriors on Mission or Stop 22 or People's Patriot Project or anything else that we do. Reach out and find out how you can get involved, whether it's financially, whether it's monetarily, whether it's just physically, whatever you want to do. I think that's the biggest thing, man, is like we all need to come together and figure out how we can help each other. And, you know, even in my travels, you know, whether it's financial problems, not necessarily problems, but trying to go to the next level, you know, or whether it's in the music business, trying to get to that next level because, you know, we're trying to spread a message through music, or whether it's hiking and rucking, man, or whether it's kayaking with Gene Campbell out of True Patriot Outfitters out in Colorado. Whatever it is, man, whatever mission that's near and dear to your heart, I'm just saying to all the listeners and the people watching, try to find a way to get involved to figure out what those individuals need, because that's the only way they're going to be able to grow to get their mission. I mean, you can sit there in your hometown all day long with your buddies and try to do, you know, I don't know, a cornhole tournament, but if you're trying to go to a global scale, you know, you've got to find ways to get involved and figure out how to grow the mission, because you know, there's a lot of great things that are out there, man, that need to see the light of day. There's a lot of them that never will because people just won't get involved in it. So that's my 2 cents on it.
we call it time, talent, and treasure. We should throw that in the Waffle House song maybe, and just you know, time, talent, and treasure. And here's the thing, brothers and sisters that are listening. Not all of you, and not an attack, not all of you are ready to start Ruck-It Up for Warriors and build a whole organization to make sure. That's a facilitization process. And again, but you could go walk around the block. As simple as that. You can do that once a week, twice a week, 5 times a week, or you can do it once a month. It's a process. We have some people come on and they want to do push-ups for veterans, and that's, you know what? I do not get into that debate because we've got some people that come out and say, oh, I can't believe they're doing push. Doesn't do anything. Don't worry about them. Worry about you. What are you doing? What are you doing? We have made that a battle cry for a while. What are you doing? If you're not doing anything, I'm going to put it out there. I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings too. If you're not doing anything, you're actually harming your community and your country. I'm going to say that. If you want to talk to me about that on the side, I'm glad to have that conversation. If you're doing nothing, you're harming. And I'm not saying you need to be in boots on the ground running and making sure you do. Just be part of something. Be part of something. Be part of something for yourself. I know I feel good when I'm helping other people. I am selfishly involved in this. I like doing this because it's fun. It's not fun hearing brothers and sisters and hearing a brother struggling at the beginning of the show, needing help. And the greatest part about that, during that conversation, I had Brian's Warriors Foundation get hold of us. I've had Project Die Hard get hold of us. I've had 3 other organizations get hold of us and say, hey, what can we be doing to help? And I'm like, you know what? I got Jonathan on it right now, but we will continue to reach out to our brother. I did see some messaging change a little bit to a little bit more positive direction. We hope our brother is good. I do know that our brother is out of state, out of country, and we're going to continue to work with him. And I'm in a better place now just because he did reach back and say something positive. But I want everyone and anyone that's listening, because we got a huge crew on right now. We are with you. And I'm saying that, and that's not just the people on screen. It is the 15 organizations that are listening and watching right now. It's some of the followers that we have watching and listening right now. The musicians we got. Bobby Krutzinger is here with Operation Texas Strong. He's on here right now. There are no gaps in this. And we're trying to create a graphic right now that shows the country that there are no gaps. We got you. Here's our problem. And again, I don't want to get deep into this, but we have 46,000 nonprofit organizations saying that they're helping veterans and first responders. And I will boldly say less than 10% of those organizations are doing the job that they say they're doing. And I'm going to say shame on you. When our brothers and sisters are in crisis, they're in crisis at the time of the call. They didn't plan this. They say, oh, you know what? Next month, I think I'll call so-and-so and tell them that I'm struggling. Maybe we can figure something out. No, they're in a spot right now. And I'm not saying they need a handout. I'm going to tell you what happened. 90% of the time when someone calls the People's Patriot Project, like, holy cow, someone answered the phone. Or holy cow, you returned my message. And I'm just as in shock as they are at that moment. And I'm like, what can I do, brother? What can I do, sister? And they're 90% of the time, literally, I just wanted to know if someone else was on the other side of the line. That's all it needed. Now I put them on a regimen where I'm calling them weekly. I break it down to monthly. Then we peter off, and they either come into the network and are part of the network, or they go and do their own thing. But you know what? It doesn't take anything to be there. Yes, I've had a couple phone conversations that have gone way, way into the morning that I didn't necessarily want to be on. But here's the deal. I'd rather sit and listen to that phone conversation all night long than to read an obituary about another brother or sister that couldn't make it through the demons one more day. And that's our commitment. I will collectively and know full-heartedly that everyone on the screen and everyone that's in the messages for the most part are here and have committed to that mission. So check it out. Be part of it, man. Be part of the shock and awe. That's what it is. Shock and awe. That's not as fast as I'd like it to be. We'll have to work on that one.
46,000 organizations. If everybody did exactly what they said they're going to do, can you imagine how much of an impact as a veteran community we could make throughout the country?
Chris, there was some statistics I looked up. I think it was for last month. It said there's 49,449 deaths by suicide between 21 and 22, if I remember the statistic right. But there's 46,000 organizations that are out there trying to stop that, right? If every one of them just saved one more, would 3,000 make a heck of a big difference?
Oh, without a doubt, man.
Well, and Chris said we're never getting rid of the 22, and I understand the statement, but I also understand, and we revert to the story of the starfish, the little boy running up and down the beach, throwing starfish into the ocean, and there's hundreds and thousands of these starfish. And this old man walks by and says to the little boy, "What are you doing? You'll never make a difference." And the little boy reached down one more time, grabbed another starfish, and threw it in. And he said, "I made a difference to that one." And I think that's the pieces we need to remember. Be available. Be ready so you don't have to get ready and make a difference. It's that simple.
Word. Wow.
I love it when we get to this space. I do get a little fiery and feisty. I will never apologize, but it's I can talk about everyone laying their big fat heads on the pillows of freedom every day. Should we go down that road?
I mean, we're already here.
Scott, how can we help you, brother? What can we do to help you make sure you are ready and don't have to get ready? What can we get done for you?
I don't know. I guess the biggest thing is just sharing, who we are, what we do, and I don't know. Just listening to the conversation you're all just talking about, just helping one person, our goal is to, I looked at, since we're in our second year of existence, I looked at all the events that we had done so far. And my goal moving forward is to just the next year around, like when we do this event next year, just do better next year than we do this year. Because if I'm doing better next year on every single event, that means I'm making some sort of impact as far as that goes. That means I'm supporting, one more existing program out there, so just by being able to support them. And, I don't know, it's just sharing more than anything else, I guess, is the short answer. Just sharing our mission. I want to expand our organization outside of just Lincoln, Nebraska. I want followers from everywhere who feels like they can live in a different state, put on a virtual ruck march and share that with our organization, from South Carolina or California or wherever, that's why I appreciate this opportunity to be on your podcast as far as that goes. I saw Eric Mello. I don't know if he's still on or not, but Contagion Effect was the first opportunity that we had to get our name out there. And, just by being on their podcast, it led to being on with Brian Roof, now being on with you guys, being on with, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Tally Man out of Texas, Today with Tally podcast. Just all these opportunities to be on all these podcasts helps us spread our mission throughout, learn about the different musicians out there, I never heard Chris Turner. I've never heard of you before tonight, but I'm definitely going to do all I can to get more familiar with who you are, just be these opportunities to spread and to learn about different organizations. I'm sure a lot of your listeners have never heard about who we are, and what our mission is. So I appreciate this whole thing. So,
man, you haven't heard about the best kept secret in country music? Oh my God.
I have not. We don't.
Oh, bro.
Remember, we're just getting power out here in Nebraska.
No, I'm just teasing, man. But even on the Stop 22 tour and what we're doing, the musicians that we have that are affiliated with it are freaking incredible, man. Stephen Cochran, Sal Gonzalez, Doc Gaskins, myself, and everything that we're doing. And it's not just that we're doing it for the the warriors and the surviving and the Stop 22. It's a community, man, and music is healing. I don't care how you look at it. I mean, I was doing a show in Texas, I don't know, a couple years back, and after I got done, I had a lot of success with a song called "If You Drink," and we got done playing this song at the end of the show, and this woman walked up to me and said, "Thank you." I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "My husband had PTSD, and he just died about 2 weeks ago. He was a Vietnam War vet. But thank you for what you're doing to bring awareness and let people know that post-traumatic syndrome disorder is real. And it's just the fact that you guys are out here promoting it. It just means the world to me." So, again, there's a lot of healing through music. But, man, I welcome you. I appreciate you saying that. And I hope you check me out and check out the rest of the artists that I work with, man. It's a fight, but we'll get there. We'll do what we got to do, man. It's a good thing. It's good mono.
And a great place to find these guys are on WeP3 Radio, because we have all of them are on WeP3 Radio. We have them all on our YouTube channel. We are in the process of putting our own Reverb Nation. We have a meeting tomorrow night. Reverb Nation Spotify channel that has all these guys on it. So we're always trying to find and deliver content, and I'm going to kind of tear this Band-Aid off a little bit. And as much as I want to hold Chris Turner close to my heart and not share him with the rest of the world, it would be an injustice for me to do that. He wouldn't get his voice out there. He wouldn't get his mission out there. It'd be the same thing with you, Scott. And if we've got brothers and sisters in our network that are holding back because you're worried what you're going to get out of it, stop it. I'm going to call you out. I will stop it. This is a 100% collaborative effort. It is a 100% mission-driven piece. I heard an amazing quote the other day, and I'm going to just absolutely tear it up with it. But the destination for us is the opportunity to explore and be involved in this mission. There's no I want to say deadline. There's no finish line in this. It is an everyday grueling, pushing, going and getting, saving as many as we can. And if you it's kind of weird because all the pieces I talked about tonight kind of fit with if you're that bump in the road that's holding everyone back, hey, all right, Jeremy Daniels, this is your time, buddy. This is where you get to the shine. Get out of the way, or option 3. I mean, that he does it politely, and we say option WeP3. We are not the best, we're not the greatest, we're not the grandest, but we want to be at the tip of the spear, making sure we're making a difference. And we are inviting everyone, every single person that is proactively boots on the ground, come join us. I don't know how to say anymore. And you know what that means? When all of us are getting into the same place, we might all be getting into the same boat, right? You got a song about this, Chris Turner? You got a song about that?
Yeah, man. I really had a lot of success with this song also, man. It's me and my buddy Smo, we cut it. Had some help from Roman's Warrior Foundation with it, man. My hat's off to Brian for stepping in and helping out with this song. We actually cut this song back right during COVID because I thought it would be like the way to do this thing. But turns out, during COVID, it never hit the news cycle. But it's one of those universal songs because we're all in the same boat, right? So, yeah, I was just honored to get it, man. It was written by my buddy Rick Farrell, Bill DeLuigi, and it's become one of those anthems on stage too, man. So I've been very blessed in my career, man, to have really great songs. So whether I wrote them or whether, I'm not such a narcissistic songwriter to where if I write it, I have to cut it. It's all about the song, man. If I find something that beats me, I'm going to cut whatever I got to cut just to make sure I'm getting my message out and how I'm feeling at the time. And this is one of those songs to where it was really, truly saying exactly what I felt. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a really cool tune.
I want to apologize up front. I can't guarantee it's the cut with Mo in it, and I want to apologize, but it is all in the same boat. That's all right, Chris?
Yeah, that's fine, man. Either one.
Okay.
I mean, they're both great cuts.
And we'll get we know all the versions are on WeP3 Radio, but with the way things work tonight, this was what was in our catalog, but this is Chris Turner, all in the same boat.
get a good grip. It slips right through your fingers. Finally find a little honey, then you're pulling out the stingers. Woo-hoo! We work hard to make $1 just to keep our head above water. One day we're soaking up the sun, sailing in the breeze, drinking margaritas and kicking up our feet. Then we start thinking we're sinking, we can't plug all the holes, running around in circles trying to keep our world afloat. Ain't we all in the same boat?
Yeah, you know I'm in the same boat with you, bro. Go on, slide me a paddle, let me get downstream. I said, Lord have mercy, got us feeling like a chump. Now we're dumping all our dollars while we're crying at the pump. Clear across the nation, it's as crazy as can be, but my kinfolk know how to cope down here in Tennessee. Yeah, we're still honking, getting cold ones by the case. Ain't no inflation gonna change the way this country boy was raised. So we're still soaking up the sun, sailing in the breeze, drinking margaritas and kicking up our feet. Then we start thinking we're sinking, we can't plug all the holes, running around in circles trying to keep our world afloat. Ain't we all in the same boat? Oh, come on now. Help. We all need a little help. Love. When that water gets rough. When those clouds get dark and gloomy, we're just trying to keep it all between the buoys. Oh, look out now. Here we go.
Yeah, we're soaking up the sun, sailing in the breeze, sipping margaritas, ain't worried about a thing. And we start thinking we're sinking, we can't plug all the holes, running around in circles trying to keep our world afloat. Ain't we all in the same boat?
Come on now.
Ain't we all in the same boat?
That's right. We in the same boat here, baby. Let me get a full tank on pump number 1. We about to take this thing all the way out. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. I like it like that.
I look good. I had the right song. Oh, there he is. I had the right song, Chris. Look at that. I do know what I'm doing occasionally.
You pulled it out, bro.
Scott,
Yes, sir.
you gotta get going here soon.
Probably about another 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Myself.
Yeah. The command sergeant major of his household has something for him to do, and that does happen. The other day I got thrown for a loop because one of our guests came on. He said his first sergeant told him he had to go do something. And I thought you were out of the service, and then it all made sense after that. So it is what it is. Real quick, wanted to make sure we got the graphic up for your event coming up here soon. Want to make sure people are aware and know what they're going and what they're doing. And so make sure next weekend, if you get the chance, you can do it from anywhere, from what I understand. Scott shared that. You can do it anywhere. Take care of them, man. Go walk around the block. Tell people why you're doing it. How long does that take to walk around the block? We can all do it. So let's close this thing down, and we'll close on Chris's final song that he picked for the night. Jonathan, what do you got in closing, brother? Oh, microphone, bro.
I was saying I wrote this down earlier so I wouldn't forget, but I think sometimes part of the issue is that people feel like they don't have nothing to give, right? Like they get the concept that I'm just an ordinary person, like I don't have nothing to help nobody out. Something to that effect is what I was thinking. I don't know if that's what I wrote, but they feel like they don't have the necessary tools to make a difference in somebody else's life. And I was thinking of this quote, and I don't know if I'm going to get it right. It's heroes are ordinary people that, when faced with extraordinary challenges, step up. So, ordinary people are the ones that make a difference. People like me and Mark and Chris and Scott and you just gotta want to.
Miss Eichmann, are you ready to close?
I apologize. I was still hearing the music back here. I just have to say something in closing. Sorry. I would like to thank our guest, Scott. Thank you for coming on, sharing your mission, and we will share it out over and over in all of our platforms. I know Mark talked about Hero Stock, but that's where we met Scott face to face and participated or supported, I guess, more on the Ruck itself. You guys have brave people that ran. That was amazing. I appreciate that a ton. It was a beautiful day, and it went so well. And Chris, thank you for coming in. Always a pleasure.
Always love being with you guys, man. You know that.
That's all. Did we even mention?
We touched beards last week.
I was gonna say, we were just there, and it was awesome. And I always love when we can see your face when we're there. So thank you for that. Next week, you guys, we have got guests coming in, 3 of them actually. 2 from Wheelchairs for Warriors. We have Crystal and Heidi coming in, and Mark met them at the Veterans Ball. And then we have Derek Thompson, another connection from our Hero Stock family. He will be in and sharing mission and music. So can't wait to hear from them.
Scott, what do you got, brother?
Well, so just I want to piggyback off some things I heard tonight. Get out there and do the work. I tell you what, just me myself doing this work, I will tell each and every one of you, and I'm sure you all know, everyone that's on screen tonight, you all know this is not an easy job. And the hours and the hours and the hours that I put into this, sometimes it is really draining, but you know what? I wouldn't take 1 second of that back, knowing that if I'm helping one veteran battle buddy out there, because I've lost a battle buddy by suicide, and was a big driving force on to why I started this. And other part of that was separation from service once I retired and everything like that. I didn't want to go down that path, and I know I do it to where I can make sure it's not going to happen to another battle buddy of mine who I previously served with. So get out there. If you're thinking about doing something, if you're scared to start, maybe if you're thinking of starting an organization of your own, if you're thinking of doing that, but if you don't know how to do so, reach out to me, reach out to Mark, reach out to Jonathan, reach out to Andrea, get my point of contact information, and I can let you know, Jonathan, I know you put me in touch with the other individual back a while ago, and reached back out to him because, like you talked to him during Hero Stock, just get out there and do something and make a difference in someone's life who is struggling as far as that goes. So we've all been there, and we can all lean on each other for support, and that's all I got.
I love it. And if you need to dip out here, I wanted to make sure you got your words. And thank you for being here, Scott. We may go on as long as whatever, but thanks for being here, brother.
Yes. I'd be happy to be on again some other time. That's, down the future. If you ever run into having problems with anyone being on or anything like that, let me know.
You're welcome to be on the panel at any time, brother.
All right. You all have a good night. It's nice to meet you, Chris.
You too, Scotty. Good to see you, buddy.
And it's good seeing the other three of you again. It was a great time at Hero Stock.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Scott.
Y'all have a good night.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott.
All right.
Chris Turner, you got anything in closing, brother?
Man, I just want to say get involved. Get involved. Get involved. Everything that we do, man, we sit here and we do it for a reason. Get involved. Figure out how you support everybody and just make it happen, man. I mean, that's what we got to do. People just got to get involved and realize what they're doing with the mission, no matter what mission it is you want to support. And don't just start it to try to do it, man. If you're going to do it, follow through with it. Because at the end of the day, man, it's not a space to where it needs to be taken for granted, and it's not a space that people need to wave a flag and collect a paycheck. If you're going to do it, damn it, do it.
Oh, get it. There's testimony in this whole thing with Brian coming on here today and sharing behind the scenes, and we got your back, we got your six, we're moving forward. Literally, it's like I'm going to put a military perspective on this. We've got different units doing different jobs moving forward. And you know what? I need support. I need air support. I need ground support. I need whatever. I'm calling them my brothers and sisters. That's how this is.
That's
it. Again, if you're holding it close to your heart, and I'll be honest, here's my testimony. From 2012 to 2018, I did absolutely nothing with the People's Patriot Project because I didn't want anyone to steal these ideas. And then I realized, you know what? We've had 6,000 veterans commit suicide every year I did that for the last 20 years. So back to when I said, if you're not doing nothing, you're harming. It's not like I walk around carrying, that 6 years, 36,000 veterans on my shoulders. Well, you know what? It's been done. I got to move past that. We got to be mission ready. We got to move forward, and we got to do the best we can with what we got. And that's where I'm at. And I welcome you all to come along the ride. You want to do it yourself, then let us not advise, but let us tell what's not working. There's some things that aren't working what we're doing. And we're getting that. Someone the other day, and I'm going to throw this out there, someone the other day asked Jonathan, well, what's your budget? Why are you worried about what our budget is? The same budget is when you call 911. They say, well, we'll come save your sorry ass. Don't worry about what the budget is. Let's get some work done. Sorry. Was that aggressive? I digress.
Some people need that. Some people need to know before they can move, but yeah.
I digress. Thank you, Shannon Book, for putting that in my brain.
And then a lot of folks won't get sense knocked into them unless they get uppercutted first, so.
Well, yes, you're right, Chris Turner. No one gives a rat's behind unless it directly affects them.
Hey, man. Hey, tell me how you truly feel, brother.
What's that? What did you say?
I said, are we regulated by the SEC, man? Truly tell me how you truly feel.
No one does a thing unless they're directly affected by it. And then they want the world to come crashing to their feet because, hey, look at me. This has happened to me. Yeah, well, this has happened to thousands of people before you even came along.
Oh, yeah.
You stop drinking that caffeine crap you're drinking. Whew.
There's no caffeine.
I do have to say thank you, Chris, because I just heard something I thought I'd never hear.
What's
Mark
that?
said somebody else was right.
Are you kidding me? Last weekend, as we're traveling and bumping around Nashville, Andrea looks at me. She goes, "You're really fun to make fun of." I'm like, "Oh, thanks. I appreciate it."
You know, I got to get it in when I can. You don't give me many chances.
I think I give plenty of chances to everybody, and all of us got one of these. Here's your chance. We talk about it. You know what? Sit on your couch. Sit on your couch. Reach into your contact list. I don't care if they're veteran related. I don't care if they are first responder related. Yes, that is our first mission. But if there are people in your contact list you haven't talked to for a while, all I want you to do is type in "was thinking about you." Do it for 6 people. Now, brothers and sisters that are in the veteran world, do that to 6 of your battle buddies. It takes 36 seconds. You can cut and paste it. I think we can get it down to 20 seconds, really, if you want to. Cut and paste it. 6 people, and we will make a difference. It will stir a conversation. I have a buddy that played on my football team. This last weekend was our homecoming event. Our buddy was part of the third precinct here in Minnesota that got burnt during the peaceful protests, because that makes sense, right? And ultimately, the things that happened drove him from being in the industry. And I wrote one of the hardest messages I've written in a long time. And that's me being transparent. And I told him this is something that I insisted happen. I'm going to tell you right now, we had a huge all-out battle broil back when we were in college. And you know what? We're brothers fighting a battle, and we're going to work together. And I'm going to make sure that we mend that thing. I told him I insist that it was going to happen, and we'll move forward. Hard conversation. I've had a couple of them in my life. You might believe this or not, I might have a hard head, and I might bump heads with some people on occasion. But that's where we're at.
Man, I got one thing I want to drop too, Mark, before I have to jump off here. You know, I got to give a huge shout out to one of my closest allies, man, Devil Dog Dungarees. I love Devil Dog Dungarees. They have great clothing. They've outfitted me for years, and they're one of my biggest supporters, man. So if anybody can go check out Devil Dog Dungarees, get you a pair of jeans, man, because they give back to the veteran community. We're actually talking about doing some really cool stuff next year. So check out Devil Dog Dungarees, Stop 22 Tour, Romans Warrior Foundation, WarriorsOnMission.com. I sound like a NASCAR driver. I just need to put everybody's sticker on the side of my band trailer. WeP3 Project. Yeah. But yeah, man, Devil Dog Dungarees, man, they've been one of my closest allies, and I can't say enough about them. So, yeah.
Do they got blingy butt jeans? Because I need a pair of those.
Do they have
Very cool.
Blingy butt jeans?
Maybe you take a little site and look for them.
I'll go look for them. If not, I'll get one of those little jeweler sets. I can make some. I'll put the
bedazzler. I'm gonna get you the bedazzler.
Yeah, the bedazzler. That's what I need. Hey, I see that Derek Thompson came in here tonight. I'm going to real quick apologize to next week's guest. I'll take it on the chin. I didn't realize there were 5 weeks in October, and so we scheduled past October 1st. And we found out on Tuesday, and then we were panicked to get all these people on. And then I reached out, and we had just talked to Chris, and Chris and I are talking on some other things related. I'm like, Chris, can we get you on the show? And yes, I didn't know that was going to be a solid slam dunk. Yes. I know. Skinny jeans. I don't know that. Perspective. I'm going to say perspective. Okay. They'll be skinny jeans. Perspective. But Derek, thanks for being available. Derek will be on next week as a musician. And then our 2 lovely guests from Wheelchairs for Warriors. And so I want to apologize to them. Thank you, Chris, for being on. We appreciate you. We appreciate you in our space. Scott, come on.
It means the world for me for you guys to have me, and I really appreciate the value you guys' friendship, man, outside of the show.
It's sometimes when you question, and this isn't for you, Chris. This is like, we're like that stray cat that is always pestering people and talking to people and this and that. And I know Chris is a very busy person. He's taking care of his family. He's doing the music. But he's always willing to give us advice and help us move in directions. And has got some great, amazing pieces that he's added to the network, even in the last week. And he never comes back and like, we're never a burden to him. Even though I think we put a lot on your plate at sometimes. It is, but he's made it clear, and he gave me this cool little meme, you know, we bros, man, and you're appreciated, brother, every day, every night. And I know if we ever get in a pinch, I know that I can reach out to you, and we appreciate you, man. You're one of us. Oh, look at that. It's like fits all together. It's like I planned this stuff tonight. I didn't, but tell us about that song, bro.
Man, you know, it goes back to 2018 when I spent my American Made project. You know, I at the time that I was kind of pissed off and I was aggravated. And I was like, you know, with whether it was the way my personal life was going, you know, me losing my brothers to cancer or the way the world was going. And I just wanted to put together a whole project like a book. And that particular project, if you listen to it from front to back, man, every song tells a story, but it's all related to that title, which is American Made, because we're all American made, right? And whenever I heard this song, it got pitched to me at a pitch meeting down on Music Row. And actually, Richie McDonald from Lone Star is one of the songwriters on it. And I heard this song, man, I was like, that song is mine. And I grabbed that song, man. We went to the studio with it, and God rest his soul, man. JT Cornfloss did all the guitar work on it, but he's not with us any longer, man. But I'm glad that I got him on one of my sessions because he was one of the most sought after session players in Nashville. So the fact that he was on there and being a part of it, it was really special. So and it's a true testament when we do it live, man. People love it, and I get hit up about it all the time how much people love that song. So and essentially, you know, either you are or you aren't. You know, you're one of us. If you are, great. If you're not, stay in your own lane and let us do our thing, man. That's the way we roll.
You're a blessing, Chris. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone's been there. Make sure you get your call of action done. Make sure you're taking care of your brothers and sisters. What a blessing, again, this night is. I think Chris had the title to our episode earlier when he said it 3 times. Get involved. Get involved.
Oh, okay. Good.
And we got Chris Turner. You're one of us.
Hey, Mark.